Do you think Adam was 90 hands tall? Of course he wasn't. Adam alayhi salam would have been the same height as an average man. I mean, give or take, whatever that is, but he would have been exactly the same. And he would not have been the first kind of... I mean, he would have probably, in my understanding, been the father of the cognitive revolution amongst Homo sapiens. But he would not have been the first kind of bipedal human, so to speak. But he would have been, if we're considering Homo erectus and Homo, Neanderthals and Heidelbergensis, and we're considering all of these Homo habilis and all of these different hominins, he wasn't the first of the hominins, so to speak. And he wouldn't have been the first of the Homo sapiens either, in my understanding, but the first of the cognitive revolution. When Homo sapiens, their thinking suddenly changed about 70,000 years ago, approximate. And they just became something else. They became involved in art, in discovery, they just became a unique species all of a sudden. I think that at the head of that was Adam alayhi salam. And that's what the ability, when Allah said he taught him the constructs, that's what these things were, that he could construct his own knowledge and keep building. He could build knowledge independently. That's the unique thing. I've seen some people translate it as, and God taught Adam the nouns. That just sounds so silly. Sounds so ridiculous. And God taught Adam the nouns. That just sounds like so childish. Like, okay, today's nouns are a ball, a bat, a cat. Cat rhymes with bat. I'm sure my Zara, who's 4, is doing things like that. That's belittling Adam alayhi salam. Come on, for God's sake, if he's going to be the father of the cognitive revolution, he can't be like bat, cat, mat. And then somebody had translated, and God taught Adam, allama Adam al-asma, so he taught Adam the nouns. And you're thinking, what about verbs? What about prepositions? He's like, I, going. If you want to take that as a noun, that's not even a noun really, active participle. But so that's what it didn't mean. Look, you have to remember, people, even other hominins most likely may have had and would have probably had language, but to a lower level than us. So it's very likely that Neanderthals had language, but maybe just not on our level, that's all. The difference is that we can construct in-depth abstract knowledge. Like, we can construct knowledge from knowledge. Like, you take things like building blocks, you put them together, you construct new knowledge. We have induction, deduction, things like this. These things are very, very human, I think. As in very Homo sapien. Because if you think about it, look at a monkey today, like a chimpanzee, and even some, you get things like bonobos and other monkeys. They teach them certain basic kind of language skills through computers today, basic skills, and they teach them where they can identify letters of the alphabet, and they can point to the right letters, and they can do stuff like this. And arguably some gorillas or something have even tried to spell out certain things at some time. There's been research on this. But so if that's, the ape family, like from monkeys and things like this, and bonobos, and then what do you think of hominins that looked very much like us? Like Neanderthals. They would have had a higher level than the monkeys, definitely. So if they say today a monkey possesses the kind of, I don't know, like the brain of, like equivalent, I'm just saying in intelligence, probably like a 2-year-old child. So you can imagine that Neanderthals would have at least, been like 6-7-year-olds, at least, like that kind of capacity they would have had. So, yeah.